Hello, I am ARollingWalrus, and I am playing the original Plants vs. Zombies game on PC. Now, I am starting this series at level 1-6, mostly because it took that long to figure out the sound balance so that you could actually hear my voice and not just the game's lovely zombies yelling brains. Anyway, I have played this game in particular through at least 2 times. It's one of my favorite games. And in my test recordings, I was talking about how disappointed I was with Plants vs. Zombies 2, and how they haven't released the full game, how they're making it pay to play, and the balancing. I don't know, I was not impressed. However, this game is really, really well done. I love the graphics, I love the way the levels are balanced. I don't know, it's a lot of fun to play. It definitely is a casual game, as I'm sure anyone can guess from the style. There are 5 rows, and you are defending your backyard from a horde of zombies. The sunflowers are a power source, the pea shooters are your offensive items, and you have defensive items such as the walnut that stop the zombies in one place for a while. However, the walnuts are destructible, so if a zombie starts eating it, eventually the poor little walnut will die. There are 5 backups in the form of lawnmowers at the end of each row. However, you only get 1 lawnmower per row, per level. So once that's gone, it's gone. You can't really do much about it. Oh no. I'm probably gonna lose this level because that zombie is eating his way through my line of defense here. Oh no. Oh no. Yes. My plans prevail. However, this little guy might be getting through. Okay. There we go. Nope, maybe not. Oh gosh. This is what happens when you start talking in the middle of trying to solve a strategy game. Anyway, I really like this game, and why I like it is that I think it's balanced really well between action and strategy. And what I mean by action is that you're constantly having to click things, you're constantly having to monitor things, and unlike a lot of tower defense games, there is a very levels don't last that long, so if you mess up, you haven't wasted like half an hour on a specific level. So it's forgiving in that regard, where you haven't lost too much time, so it's easier to go back and fix your mistakes and play the level again, and you don't feel like you're being unnecessarily punished. And I love strategy games, I love puzzle games, I don't know, I like a lot of games that other people find boring because there isn't much to do. However, those games do have the element of, if you mess up in the very beginning of the game, you can't finish a level no matter what you do. You can't redeem it. Whereas this game, there's a lot of room for error, especially with the lawnmowers, because, the slowing. I like these. I don't use them too often, to be honest, but I do like they have a damage and a slow. Especially against, like, the runner zombies that kind of jump over things. Those are really useful. I forgot what I was saying. So I'll just talk about my strategy. So, I like having 2 rows of sunflowers in the back, and then building my defenses up from there. I normally like having 1 CC plant, or crowd control plant, and then a whole bunch of damage. I think a good defense is a strong offense, or however that phrase goes. And that poor little walnut is taking one for the team. I always really feel really bad when I place a walnut, though, because their face gradually gets more and more distressed as the zombie just eats away at them. The potato mine there, and hopefully blow that zombie up. No, more in that row. Why that row? Oh gosh, that walnut's gonna die. Poor thing, you will be remembered. You will be missed. And once I get 2 rows of sunflowers, that should provide enough energy with which to build a massive army of minions. Well, it's not really an army, they don't march, but you know, a strong defensive line, how about that? There's another strategy I like using once I get the garlic item. This isn't my strategy. I looked at some of the walkthrough guides that are on Steam, and someone had come up with having the outer 2 rows be sunflowers and garlic, and the inner 3 rows just be like a massive killing machine. And I really, really liked that, so whenever it's viable, I love setting that up. I'll show you when we get that far, but right now I'm just doing a very basic strategy of having lots of energy, just enough to keep up with the defense, but not too much that I accidentally die because I let a zombie slip through. I do like that about this game as well, is there's not just one strategy that works, there's a ton of different strategies. And that's one of the reasons I think it's so accessible, is because, you know, you can kind of do a lot of different things and they all pretty much work. I mean, I do know someone who's bad at this game, but he's not very good at most strategy games in general, so that's okay. He's special. He's really good at shooters and stuff, so that's his redeeming quality. I, on the other hand, love strategy, so... And shooters, I'm okay. I get disoriented really quickly. Really quickly. I should probably play one of those. You guys would laugh at it. It'd be hilarious for you and terrifying for me. Anyway. If you haven't guessed, the zombies with various implements are harder to kill for various reasons. The ones with the cones on their head take more hits to die. I think we've already seen the little jumping zombie. He'll vault over one item on the screen, and then he'll start walking slowly after that. So he sprints up into that point. Which is annoying if you only have one row of pea shooters, because then he vaults over it and then destroys your entire setup. But that's okay. At this point, it's not a big deal, because I have 2 rows of pea shooters, and I'm starting to get my walnut defense up. And pretty much mowing down anything that comes at me. So I'm going to put more of the slowing, what are those called? Snow peas. Okay, actually didn't know that. That's really cute. Really clever. I shouldn't be that entertained, but I am. I am easily entertained. So I will have 2 rows of snow peas. And no one's actually blown up a little potato mine. I always feel like I'm wasting those whenever a zombie doesn't hit it. It's the balance of, if they don't hit your potato mines when you have them that far back, it means you're probably doing a good job of, defending everything. On the other hand, you feel like you could be using that space for something else. But then again, I kind of don't want to remove it, because I feel like his life purpose will be taken away. So, I don't know. The final wave? Yes. Alright, I think I'm gonna clear this level. I think it'll be okay. Honestly, these zombies aren't that bad. They seem like the vaulting ones, if they come out too early, they're kind of a pain, but once you get a good defense lined up, it's fine. Later on though, oh my gosh, some of those zombies, they love terrorizing you to no end. It's almost like they're brainless beasts trying to eat your brains or something. I don't know. Ooh, okay. Got on my energy source. Got out a pea shooter. I don't know, I like chompers. I think they're funny. Got out my CC. Got out a block, and I don't know, do I want a cherry bomb or do I want a potato mine? Cherry bomb's really good for, like, killing a huge group. Except, like, early on, it's just, you don't have that much sun. I'm gonna go with the potato mine. It's a good backup if I forget to build a pea shooter fast enough. Something else I like is you have a lot of variety, and there isn't really too much of a wrong choice. Unless you forget the sun. I have done that before. It's not a good idea, don't do that. I really wish they made another game like this. I don't like the new Plants vs. Zombies. I could go on and on about things I don't like about it. Well, I can. I will go on and on. Okay, so I don't like the pay-to-play model. I don't like it because what that enables them to do is they don't have to make a balanced game. Like, they don't have to make the levels passable without power-ups and all these things you have to pay for. I don't know. I don't know if it'd be too harsh for criticism to say that it allows for sloppy game design. Because then, like, I tried to play it without spending any money on it. Because I was like, well, they set it up to seem like, oh, there's all these optional things to make the game easier, but you don't have to do it. And I was like, okay, cool. And I started trying it. And some levels, like, you could barely pass without using any of the power-ups. However, to unlock certain content, you had to get, like, a 3-star rating or whatever. And you couldn't do that without, all the power-ups. So I couldn't progress in the game. And plus, they only released, like, one section, and they are supposed to release more sections of content. And they're being really slow in doing it, so I don't know. Just the whole thing, I was really disappointed. However, I played this game like 2 or 3 times all the way through, and I love it. It's just a lot of fun. I mean, the chompers, I mean, it's the best thing ever. It gulps and eats, and it's really cute. And I know I call things cute a lot, and that's just because I'm very easily entertained like that. But I do think that having, like, a good graphic design is important to the gaming experience. And having, like, a stylized brand really benefits. I don't know if it's called the franchise, or it just makes it recognizable. Because if you see any of these, like the sunflowers, or the zombies, or the pea shooters out of context, like if you saw them on a shirt or something, you'd recognize it. And that kind of branding is really important for advertising and, I guess, building up a reputation. You don't want your game to look like anyone else's game either. I mean, that's one of the reasons Minecraft got so big, is because it's just this really distinct look. And even people who don't play it, know it's Minecraft. It doesn't even have to say Minecraft on it, it's just like the style and what's built with it and the monsters and everything. I don't know, I know it's just not Minecraft that does that. There's a lot of games that do that. That's just one of the popular examples that I happen to like. I know a lot of people have probably played this. This is a really popular game that's been around. Ooh. Shiny. Oh yeah, repeater. I love these. It's time to mow down some zombies. Gotta get my sunflower. Gotta get walnut. Gotta get a pea shooter. I'm gonna get a chomper. And a repeater. Yes. And a potato mine, because, you know, I don't want to die horribly if I make a mistake. Alright. For those of you who don't know, a repeater shoots 2 peas at once instead of just one, so it's kind of like a souped up version of the pea shooter. And well, it's like, well, why would you just build one of those instead of 2 of the pea shooters? Especially in the later levels, it saves a lot of space. Like, you are scrounging for as much space as you can. Especially as the... oh crap, there's a zombie coming. Especially as the levels get harder. You don't really have much room to build the powerful units you need to take down the zombies. So having a condensed version is very helpful. Though right now you can't really see that. I mean, a pea shooter is enough to hold off a whole wave right now. I don't know. I like casual games like this. I like how relaxing they are. I like how it's a very simple concept. It's well executed. And I think games like that are important. In one of my test videos, I was trying to figure out the sound. I was talking about my first serious gaming experience. Where up until that point I had only played really, really old like kind of point and click games, like the Nancy Drew games. And I was bad at those. I could never get past like the first few puzzles. So when I got to college, I had a lot of gamer friends, and one of them sat me down in front of a Call of Duty game. I don't know which one it was. All I remember is that I was horrible at it. I had never played a game like that, where I was having to, like, aim the mouse and, like, move at the same time, and all these different keys. Like, I was bad. I'm pretty sure I threw a grenade, it bounced off a rock, and it killed me. And I was so bad that he actually turned off the game and stopped playing. It was like, he couldn't watch. It was that bad. And I didn't play shooters for a long time after that. It was so traumatizing. But then he sat me down in front of Portal, and that was, well, for those of you who play Portal, you know that the first half of the game, the pace is pretty relaxed. You know, there's not a lot of fast-paced, action-y stuff like shooters have. There's a lot of time for me to adjust to the controls and get used to the 3D environment, and just how, I guess, most games now work. And, I mean, I was still pretty bad at it. Towards the end of the game, I just kept dying because I was making really stupid mistakes that now it just seem ridiculous, but at the time it made sense because I didn't know what I was doing. So he actually played through the end for me so I could see the story. And after that I discovered Minecraft and a lot of Flash games on sites like Congregate and Addicting Games. And I was hooked. Like, just... It was a world I had never experienced, the little nerdling that I was. So, I really, really enjoy games now, and a casual, well, I wouldn't say Portal's a casual game, but I guess more relaxed games like Portal made that possible. So I think casual games are really important in that regard, because like not everyone has the skills for like a fast game like Call of Duty. I mean, now that I've played a lot more, I can kind of sit down to a game like that, and I'm still pretty bad, but I can actually kind of fumble my way through it, whereas then I couldn't. And I kind of wish I had found this game earlier, because it has a good balance of the strategy, which I love, and you have to kind of think on your feet in some situations, especially if a zombie gets by. Like these stupid little vault zombies that keep jumping over things. Don't eat the chomper. Okay, yeah, I'm fine. I'm good. I know the strategy is pretty boring. I just have a chomper behind the walnut, so once the chomper eats something, it doesn't automatically die when the next zombie comes along. And I have my 2 rows of sunflowers, and I have 2 rows of repeaters, and then, or 2 rows of pea shooters, and then 2 rows of repeaters. And if this were a harder level, I'd start replacing the repeaters with, the pea shooters with repeaters. Note. Let's see. Hello, we're about to launch an all-out attack on your house. Sincerely, the zombies. Well then, that sounds lovely. Let's see how this goes. Oh, it's not too bad. Oh no, wait. Oh, actually, I really like these levels. Okay, what happens is, like, you can only use, like, one of these plants. And you just kind of, you have to make do with what they give you. And I really like that, because it's fun. Well, it's fun for me. Let's see. Put one there, put one there. The only problem is, I don't like that there's no symmetry here. Like, I have a row with all these different kinds of defenses, and I don't like it. I want all the defenses to look the same. I want there to be a row of pea shooters, and a row of repeaters, and a row of the frost ones. I guess I could have tried to do that, but there wasn't any guarantee that I would get all of those. I think it'll be okay, though. Oh, those bucket zombies, they take forever to kill. There. Chomper ate him. We're good. Okay, this isn't as bad as I thought. I'm getting a pretty good range of plants here. And I'm saving up all the cherry bombs so that if something goes horribly, horribly wrong, I have to back up. I sure don't think it will. Things are going okay. So I'm probably not going to use that poor little potato mine again. I'm sure he's happy about it, but you know. I don't want to waste that space. I'm just letting you guys enjoy the beauty of the zombies just being mowed down. Oh no, a huge wave of zombies is approaching. How will I survive? Can I make it? Will I have to use the lawnmowers? Probably not. Those are fun though. Okay, I think once this level's done, I'm gonna wrap this video up. I'm gonna see how it goes, if anyone actually watches it. Because if they do, I might make another one. If they don't, I might make another one anyways, just because this is fun. So. Okay, I made it past... Well, I made it past part of the game. Well... I made it past part of this level. I am surviving the onslaught of zombies. These cherry bombs just run. Die in a rain of fire. What else could I do? Here. Eat the cone, zombie. You are fed. Out there. Cherry bombs for everyone. Oh no, wait, I can't put it on something I have. Oh no. Okay, wait, I can get there now. If the square isn't empty, you can't place a cherry bomb. I did not remember that. So I can't actually cherry bomb everyone. There we go. That's okay. Poor little walnuts. I can't rescue him. He's kind of stuck in his fate.